it wasn't enough. And it was just a reminder that I'm human. I do all I can to, no, I don't have a cold. Uh, I think myself and be conscientious of me too. And oftentimes it comes up, the album, but the fact that I'm still on the road, I would not negate the fact that you guys have continuously been there for me. You've continuously loved on me. But if you look back throughout my entire career, I've never been the type to rush out the albums or music. I know it is a very different time, and I know that the girls don't play nowadays. They put them out back to back to back. But for me, if it's not right, it's not okay. And I know how I want things structured. And also, because I've been out on the road and been coming in contact with a lot of different people, I've been receiving things that I wasn't looking for or expecting, records that are incredible. There's so much that's still happening. And yes, my life, my mother has lost now two brothers. There are a lot of them. She lost the closest two to her. So when I come out on the road, it's a big difference than releasing the record, because there is something that should follow that. And that is a whole lot of work and a whole lot of time away. The difference in doing the shows is, if I do 2 shows within the week, that means that there are 4 or 5 days that I'm strictly just being my mother's daughter and my children's mother. There's a lot of things that, and I'll give you a perfect example. Somebody, what is this, Reality World 23 said, Monica, you promised us so many times. It's been so many times you claimed it was perfect to your liking. There has been. And that is the difference in then and now. We didn't talk about what we were doing, and I will not make that mistake again. You've not heard me say a date or anything else, and there's a reason for that. I think the music was so great back then because we didn't place all of that pressure on ourselves. We just did it. I think I've taken as much as 4 years in between albums before. I'm not saying that's the way I would want it to stay, but making sure that even the rollout, the last thing I would want to do is put the record out and then there's nothing to follow. All of this I fund, by the way, which I don't say that as a complaint. It's very different when you're making money and when you're consistently spending money. So when I release a record, I know I'm going to spend a couple $1,000,000. Every time I shoot a video, there's no label, there's no funding, there's nobody that pulls up and hands me what I need. Back in the day, they would hand it to me, but it got recouped later. But the later was later. Now when something happens, I think, just to give you an example, almost $270,000 for letters, the editing, the clothing, the hair, the makeup, the flights, everything. There's a side of it that everyone doesn't get to see. So what seems so simplistic is oftentimes really not. I apologize for the wait, but one thing I will not do ever again is say what's happening.